Hello, and welcome to today's webinar, Career Competencies, what they are and why you need them. My name is Steve Klingerman, pronouns he, him, his, and I am a career consultant at the Center for Career Development. In this presentation, we will talk about what competencies are according to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, the definitions for each individual competency and some sample behaviors that demonstrate them, findings from a recent study regarding college students and these competencies, and next steps for you after learning all of this information. Career competencies are part of the National Association of Colleges and Employers' idea of being career ready. For them, career readiness is a foundation from which to demonstrate requisite core competencies that broadly prepare the college educated for success in the workplace and lifelong career management. In simpler terms, the career or core competencies are skills you possess and have developed that show you're prepared to be successful within your professional career. Career competencies are so important and something we at the Center for Career Development want students to be aware of because employers truly do value them. This is the third consecutive year internship experiences and the skills and behaviors learned from them was identified as the top differentiator between two equally qualified candidates. Those skills and behaviors that are learned are not just the technical skills within a workplace, but also these career competencies. To take that even further, the best predictor of future success is past success. Demonstrating that past success is being able to show your career competencies. And finally, according to employers, these competencies are more important than GPA. In fact, no work experience and therefore less proven time of developing these competencies can even negate a GPA of 3.0 or more. So let's get into the specifics. NACE has defined 8 unique career competencies. They are career and self-development, communication, critical thinking, equity and inclusion, leadership, professionalism, teamwork, and technology. The career and self-development competency is the ability to proactively develop oneself and one's career through continual personal and professional learning, awareness of one's strengths and weaknesses, navigation of career opportunities, and networking to build relationships within and without one's organization. Some sample behaviors of this competency would be to show an awareness of one's own strengths and areas for development, identify areas for continual growth while pursuing and applying feedback, develop plans and goals for one's future career, establish, maintain, and/or leverage relationships with people who can help you professionally, and voluntarily participate in further education, training, or other events to support one's career. Choosing to participate in this career leadership experience and conducting the informational interviews as you did earlier in the program are things you have already done to better your career and self-development competency. Communication is to clearly and effectively exchange information, ideas, facts, and perspectives with persons inside and outside of an organization. Some sample behaviors for communication would be to understand the importance of and demonstrate verbal, written, and nonverbal abilities, employ active listening, persuasion, and influencing skills, frame communication with respect to diversity of learning styles, varied individual communication abilities, and cultural differences, and ask appropriate questions for specific information from supervisors, specialists, and others. Communication may seem simple, but doing so effectively in a professional environment is a key part of being successful in the workplace. Critical thinking is being able to identify and respond to needs based upon an understanding of situational context and logical analysis of relevant information. Some sample behaviors for critical thinking would be to make decisions and solve problems using sound, inclusive reasoning and judgment, gather and analyze information from a diverse set of sources and individuals to fully understand a problem, proactively anticipate needs and prioritize action steps, accurately summarize and interpret data with an awareness of one's own personal biases that may impact outcomes, and effectively communicate actions and rationale, recognizing the diverse perspectives and lived experiences of stakeholders. Note that critical thinking has been rated the most essential competency by employers, and therefore should be something you will really want to emphasize within your professional development. Equity and inclusion is to demonstrate the awareness, attitude, knowledge, and skills required to equitably engage and include people from different local and global cultures. Engage in anti-racist practices that actively challenge the systems, structures, and policies of racism. Some sample behaviors for this would be to solicit and use feedback from multiple cultural perspectives to make inclusive and equity-minded decisions, actively contribute to inclusive and equitable practices that influence individual and systemic change, advocate for inclusion, equitable practices, justice, and empowerment for historically marginalized communities, seek global cross-cultural interactions and experiences that enhance one's understanding of people from different demographic groups and that leads to personal growth, identify resources and eliminate barriers resulting from individual and systemic racism, inequities, and biases, and address systems of privilege that limit opportunities for members of historically marginalized communities. While this competency is one that students tend to be rated well on, its importance cannot be overstated in today's professional environment. Leadership is to recognize and capitalize on personal and team strengths to achieve organizational goals. Examples of this would be to inspire, persuade, and motivate yourself and others under a shared vision, seek out and leverage diverse resources and feedback from others to inform direction, use innovative thinking to go beyond traditional methods, serve as a role model to others by approaching tasks with confidence and a positive attitude, motivate and inspire others by encouraging them and by building a mutual trust, and to plan, initiate, manage, complete, and evaluate projects. When people think of leadership, they often envision just one type of leader, but truthfully, there are many ways to lead as seen within these sample behaviors. Being able to demonstrate how you exemplify leadership in your own way will show your ability to lead within your career. The next competency of professionalism is knowing work environments differ greatly, understand and demonstrate effective work habits, and act in the interest of the larger community and workplace. Sample behaviors of this would be to act equitably with integrity and accountability to yourself, others, and the organization, maintain a positive personal brand and alignment with organization and personal career values, be present and prepared, demonstrate dependability, prioritize and complete tasks to accomplish organizational goals, consistently meet or exceed goals and expectations, and show a high level of dedication toward doing a good job. Teamwork is to build and maintain collaborative relationships to work effectively toward common goals while appreciating diverse viewpoints and shared responsibilities. Examples of this would be to listen carefully to others, taking time to understand and ask appropriate questions without interrupting, effectively manage conflict, interact with and respect diverse personalities, and meet ambiguity with resilience, be accountable for individual and team responsibilities and deliverables, employ personal strengths, knowledge, and talents to complement those of others, exercise the ability to compromise and be agile, collaborate with others to achieve common goals, and build strong, positive working relationships with supervisors and team members or coworkers. This is one where you may have quite a bit of experience with already through working on group projects, previous jobs you have held, being part of an athletic team, or being involved with clubs or other extracurricular activities. It is then about being able to apply what you took from working in a team within those experiences to how you will work in a team in a professional work environment. The technology competency is to understand and leverage technologies ethically to enhance efficiencies, complete tasks, and accomplish goals. Sample behaviors of this would be to navigate change and be open to learning new technologies, use technology to improve efficiency and productivity, identify appropriate technology for completing specific tasks, manage technology to integrate information to support relevant, effective, and timely decision-making, quickly adapt to new or unfamiliar technologies, and manipulate information, construct ideas, and use technology to achieve strategic goals. Technology is more than just using a computer and basic applications, as that is essentially expected within today's workforce. The technology competency is about being able to learn new types of technology and utilizing it in a positive way. NACE, the National Association of Colleges and Employers, recently completed a 2-year study surrounding the career competencies. Over 37,000 students who completed an internship or other on-campus student employment participated. They were evaluated by supervisors and coworkers on 28 behaviors that were tied to the competencies. The students also evaluated themselves on these same behaviors. From the evaluations, students rated lowest in critical thinking, communication, and leadership. If you remember from earlier, critical thinking was rated the most essential competency by employers, and yet is the competency that students rated the lowest in. Another part of the findings was that being rated poorly for professionalism was a key identifier in supervisors and coworkers noting that they would not want to work with that student again. This highlights how your competency level within professionalism can truly create or eliminate opportunities, even if other parts of your work are sufficient. Finally, many students within the study rated themselves higher than their supervisors and coworkers did for these behaviors and competencies. Understanding the level of proficiency that is expected of you can be an adjustment, but it is essential in meeting the expectations of others within the workplace. So now that you have an idea of what the competencies are, why employers value them, and how students have been evaluated within them, what are the next steps? What does this all mean for you and your professional branding? Let this information help guide what areas you want to develop and focus on. Ask for feedback. Seek out constructive criticism from the people around you within your internships, jobs, courses, and leadership positions. Get an understanding of how others view you in a professional environment. As I mentioned when talking about the study, students often believe their competency levels are higher than others do. Getting feedback will let you compare how you see yourself and your abilities to how others see you. Evaluate yourself and create an action plan. Reflect on how you view your level of proficiency within each of these competencies. Be honest and realistic. Using your self-evaluation and the feedback from others you have received, plan out the steps you are going to take to improve in areas you are deficient, and hold yourself accountable for completing these steps. Know how to talk about your competencies. Just knowing where you stand within these competencies is not enough. You need to ensure you can communicate your skills within these areas and provide examples for each. You'll use this ability when interviewing, referencing skills within your resume and on cover letters, and when networking. The better you are able to demonstrate your understanding of these competencies, the more career ready you will be. Thanks for attending Career Competencies, what they are and why you need them. If you have any questions about career competencies, or want to talk with someone from the Center for Career Development on how to further develop in these areas, you can schedule a coaching appointment on Handshake. Have a great day.